Stop running! Yo, stop running!
Talk to me about beef in drill rap.
It come from the street, so
if a nigga dissing me, it's over. You slamming him out.
Drill rap is arguably one of the most popular forms of rap today. The thing is, it's pretty much all about one thing.
Drill rap is violent. It's about violence, it's about guns. And if you look at a lot of these videos with these drill rappers, most of them are tied to gangs.
I'm in ski, you heard? I soon, feel me?
Beefing between rappers has existed in hip-hop from the beginning.
One of the most craziest shit is y'all talking to y'all ops on FaceTime, on Instagram Live, bruh. Talking to y'all ops and saying this and saying that, incriminating yourselves. It's one of the most craziest things I have ever heard of, bruh. That is so far from gangster, nigga. You damn near snitching on yourself, man.
But with drill, it's been supercharged by the speed of social media.
What is it about these camps where they feel the need to drop names?
It's a tit for tat thing. That's the fastest way to get to where you want to go.
The way it's being used, they're taunting each other. Right. They're showing up in each other's territory. The opposition here, opposition there. Yeah, I'm here where you live. What you gonna do about come and get me? I'm seeing right before my eyes that we're losing a generation of young people.
There are questions as to whether law enforcement's response to drill violence is an attack on crime or on black culture.
Is it legal for prosecutors to use rap lyrics to indict artists?
Many courts have allowed it, or whether it leads to a fair trial is a different question.
Far too often, the speech of individuals, which is clearly art, is being utilized against them, and it seems to only happen in hip-hop.
Well, in a way, nigga, it's a white system that's designed for them to win. So of course they're gonna use any leverage to put black people away.
Charlie, come put your hand right here. Hit this one first.
This one?
It's like this.
Wait, which keys is it, bro?
This one.
Yo, mom. Yo, KR told me how to play the piano. Yeah, I'm nice.
It be like that though.
The killing of T-Dot hit his friends hard, including fellow rappers Gino Mandana and OT9 Bino, who wrote a tribute to him.
Yeah, don't play.
I understand, bro.
Right, so
my
go,
friend
fellas.
died. I did a tribute rap song.
Look, long live T-Dot Woo. Got it tatted on my skin.
Even though we took a loss, it's not an even score. If I see him, it's for sure. I'm in a strike back move.
Mr. T-Dot, this for you.
T-Dot was y'all's man.
Yeah, he a peaceful soul, you feel me?
Would T-Dot still be here if drill music didn't exist?
He'd be here longer.
It's drill music, bro. It's a documentary.
Why is it so much about the ops and drilling them and like the violence and the killing?
Like a nigga you don't like in the street, if you can't really hurt him, beat him, you gonna rap and try to stay away from him.
So if you can't fight, you just
blow up. You gotta blow. New York City drill took it to a new level from rap beef.
It's niggas that want to beef with a nigga for just cause he say, yo, that nigga said his name 2-3 years ago.
Nah, but
I don't like him.
But listen,
it's crazy,
when
gang.
they mention people's names,
what are they doing when they mention the people's names? That's what I'm like. I don't
tagging me and this motherfucker getting you mad.
And then you still get views though. They get them views because
that's it. Major record labels starting to recognize they can make money off drill music. Do you think that these labels are trying to perpetuate the violent culture of drill music just to make some money?
Yes. Once you started your sentence, yes.
You already knew where I was going.
Just try to capitalize, man. They don't
Drill
really care
has
about
been
the
extremely
niggas.
good to the music business the last few years. Maybe because it's cheap to produce and wildly popular among young music fans.
I make violent music to make money. This is what they like. They don't want us being peaceful with all of each other. Nobody gonna really be selling out or blowing up or getting signed no more.
That don't make you feel used?
Yes, it do. And what earth we live on, gang?
Hey, it kind of is what it is, nigga, in a way.
In 2020, violent crime rose in American cities for the first time in years, specifically the murder rate, by almost 30%.
Damn.
In response, American law enforcement has been aggressive, engaging in mass arrests of alleged gang networks, including drill rappers. Among those invested in this strategy is Bronx District Attorney Darcel Clark, who grew up in the community she now polices.
I'm a daughter of the Bronx. I grew up in public housing, the projects we call them. I went to New York City public schools, the first in my family to go to college, and dedicated my life to public service. That's all I've ever known.
So tell me about the environment that you grew up around, especially considering it was the projects.
There was violence. You know, we had gangs back then. There was drug use like crazy, and there were a lot of people addicted to drugs. That's why I understand this community, because I come from this community.
Right. What is your opinion of drill music?
I embrace it. Look, anything where young people can show their creativity and have an opportunity, I'm all for it. And being the Bronx and the birth of hip hop, this is just another subset of what has been part of the culture of this county for so very long.
Do you believe drill music is the cause of the violence that you see from young people in the Bronx?
I don't think it's the cause, but my job is to follow the violence. And as we identify who's causing it and where it's happening, it has led us to the drill music scene.
The violence came before drill music.
Right.
Right.
We agree.
Right.
I agree.
And so in that respect, do you not want them to write about what they're seeing and what they're living?
The way it's being used, they're taunting each other. Right. They're showing up in each other's territory. The opposition here, opposition there. Yeah, I'm here where you live. What you gonna do about come and get me? I'm seeing right before my eyes that we're losing a generation of young people.
That's deep, nigga.
Police say 24-year-old Earl Simmons, a Bronx native, was shot in the head just before 2 this morning. A 19-year-old and 20-year-old now facing murder charges.
The fatal shootings of 3 16-year-olds in the last 2 days is New York City's real crisis. Nasiah Sanchez was found shot in the chest and the head on East 187th Street in the Belmont section of the Bronx.
I have cases where an unintended person is shot who's young. You know, the intended target is young, and the shooter is young. So that's why I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. As a district attorney, you can't expect me to turn a blind eye to people that are using that way to be an opportunity out and causing carnage and damage on their way. Can't have.
How do you think social media has an effect on what's happening in drill music and the perpetuation of violence?
I think it plays a big role because people can see it right now, instantly. Oh, he dissed me. Let me get my gat and go out there and do what I got to do.
We sat with 2 young rappers, and one of them told me explicitly, I get paid to make violent music.
No, and that's unfortunate. That hurts me to my core, because that means that they feel like there's no other way out, and there are other ways out. We have to provide that for them. They want to be heard.
They want to be heard, and they want to be paid.
Want to be heard.
And,
Okay,
and
right.
drill is paying.
I got that. But there's other ways of being paid too. Drill is paying until you get killed or you go to prison. You getting paid then? The problem with crime and law enforcement and everything in our communities now is that it is left to the police and the DAs to handle all of society's ills. I should be the last resort. When I stand up there and announce that indictment, it's because so many failures have happened.
A controversial tactic that's been employed by DA Clark and others to deal with the crime wave involves mass arrests under racketeering and corruption charges, which label large groups of alleged gang members, including a number of prominent drill rappers, as part of criminal conspiracies.
We've seen RICO charges
Those are ones that
being
get
brought
you, bro.
to rappers, and some of them are drill rappers. And when I think of
RICO shits,
I
bro.
think of like, you know, huge crime syndicates like mafia. Do you think RICO charges is justified when it comes to rappers?
It depends on the level of the violence and what damage it has done to the community. It's just a tool in the toolkit. Whether or not, how the charges are brought are one thing. What the end result is after it is a different story. And that's why you have a judiciary that stands there as the umpire. They're gonna call the balls and the strikes. That's the system that we have.
The wave of tough-on-crime measures has been criticized by many in the music industry, who accuse law enforcement of targeting drill rappers unfairly, especially when it comes to using a rapper's lyrics as evidence in court, which happened to Young Thug just this year.
Real what that is.
Jack Lerner is a law professor at UC Irvine, who co-authored a guide called Rap on Trial, written for attorneys defending rappers in court.
Is it legal for prosecutors to use rap lyrics to indict artists?
Many courts have allowed it. Whether that's proper or whether that's right or whether it leads to a fair trial is a different question. Most of the time when prosecutors use rap lyrics at trial, what they're really trying to do is take a shortcut. If you can undermine the person's character, drag their name through the mud, introduce an idea that there's a propensity to commit a crime, it's going to make it much easier. Sometimes it's true, the rapper might say, hey, I did this, and it matches the very specific details of the crime. But just because somebody's saying, I did this, I did that, that doesn't mean they did it any more than, if when Johnny Cash said, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
You don't have a country music police force, like you have a hip hop.
No, you don't have a country music police force. Of course, there's an even bigger problem, which is when you start conflating rap music and crime, you end up targeting black culture instead of targeting actual criminal activity. And you have to understand, this is incredibly widespread. There have been over 500 written opinions going back to the 90s where courts have allowed or disallowed these kinds of lyrics to come in. So prosecutors know to look for it in all cases. And so it's something that's very widespread in the criminal justice system and isn't as well reported as you might think.
One public official who wants to prevent law enforcement overreach when it comes to using rap lyrics as evidence is New York State Senator Jamal Bailey. He co-sponsored a bill to limit the use of lyrics in court, which the Senate passed last May.
That's good.
The right of an artist to be an artist.
Because using lyrics is whack,
And
nigga.
far too often,
That's crazy.
the speech of individuals, which is clearly art, is being utilized against them in such a negative manner, and it seems to only happen
can fuck up their whole
in
life.
hip-hop. We
Your
wanted
art
to do
can mess up
something
your life, nigga,
statutory
when
to
it's
try to
supposed to be
fix
a
that.
land
So we're
of
not
the
saying that
free.
lyrics can never, ever be used,
shit
because
don't
we
make no
don't want to
sense.
stop prosecutors or law enforcement from doing their job in the event that there is a clear and blatant confession, but it has to be clear and convincing evidence and connecting a factual nexus with the lyrics.
How do you see drill rap music and its association with this violent culture?
When you're seeing hip hop music utilized to carry out
my nigga
beefs
Wayne
in
Waves
such
on
a
Slim,
violent
though.
manner, that to me is
I see you,
problematic.
dog.
My job is to make sure I'm doing everything that I can to protect the communities. We can have a space where artistic expression is respected, but we also can have a space where we're saying, look, y'all, we don't need you killing each other.
Right.
We don't need you utilizing hip hop as a vehicle for violence. And I think that we can do both at the same time. And if people want to say that we can't, I would beg to differ. The best form of criminal justice reform, it's not just the laws that we pass. It is making sure that reading scores are higher. It is making sure that after-school programs are plentifully funded. It is making sure that children are well-fed and well taken care of. Root cause issues, education as opposed to incarceration. It shouldn't take a miracle to give a kid from the neighborhood a good opportunity. And I think that's really what it's about. I'm not saying don't rap, but to have other folks profit off of our pain is something that we can't do anymore.
That nigga spin facts. He would profit from our pain, nigga. That shit is what's lame as fuck. Real.
4 months passed before our crew was able to see Kyle, Jen, and Tata again. And in that time frame, a whole lot happened for them. They signed with Republic Records, a division of Universal, and they all moved to Atlanta to finish recording their debut album.
We outside, look, we outside with it.
Now they're back in New York to see old friends and perform in a series of shows across the Northeast.
Oh, that's good, they moved.
I think it's good.
It's good they moved to Atlanta, nigga.
Oh, shit.
They've gone from moderate obscurity to breakout newcomers. But that can be a dangerous level of fame, which raises security concerns about staying in their old neighborhood.
Mom, you don't got no treats for them?
I mean, they don't need treats, they just need to be clean.
Brooklyn, come. The meanest dog I've ever met in my life.
How do you feel about moving to Atlanta?
Atlanta's cool.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yo, what up,
That nigga kind of like
Yo, I like
TK,
that.
nigga.
I stay fly.
The dash on the
Let me
nigga.
tell you something, Tata. I'm playing your song, right? I got DJs airdropping your music right now. People riding around in these cars right now bumping your music. They was like, yo, he's really doing it. He really sounds nice. You know? It was like, your grandson?
Yeah.
Everybody's excited because you're the blood of my blood, flesh of my blood.
That's a fact. Yo, so y'all gotta drive to my show on Wednesday. It's in Jersey. You and Magic.
Okay.
For real.
I'm on deck. I'm here.
We went to meet up with Tata, Jen, and Kyle at one of their shows in New Jersey.
I got comments in the building. I got Tata in the building. Ladies, I got Jen in the building. I'm not saying everything y'all say dead. Everything dead. Everything dead. Hold on. Wake this bitch the fuck up.
I heard y'all big time now. I didn't even know if y'all would even remember your boy. How have your lives changed since signing this record?
We got money now. Life been better for me.
When we spoke before, you all were talking about how you want to change the face of drill. Like all the dissing and all of that, that's not what y'all about. Is that still the case?
Feel me?
I mean, we don't have to do it to get lit.
But y'all still do it.
We got lit without dissing for me.
That's one thing I
Niggas
could
don't
say.
need to diss.
Can I keep it a buck with y'all?
That's a fact.
Keep it 100.
So after I interviewed y'all, I was like, man, these cats, you know, they're trying to change the face of drill. They're not talking about dissing. They're not calling out ops. And then I hear this record. You already know what I'm about to say.
Naughty Bop.
Naughty Bop.
Yeah.
Naughty Bop at your own risk. Here we go.
It's a song they released in early October that quickly went viral, featuring an infectious dance being copied not just by drill rap fans in New York, but by parents, teachers, even the Golden State Warriors. You can find people naughty bopping in videos literally all around the world now. But what that dance is referring to is the issue. It's recreating the stabbing death of 14-year-old Ethan Reyes, a rival drill rapper who went by the name Nadi Osama. And the lyrics about Ethan are pretty brutal, going through the details of his killing.
Like Bob, that nigga dead cause he was trying to dick. Like Bob, mentioning gang, now he dead in the dick.
Eventually, platforms like TikTok and YouTube pulled the song, but not before it garnered millions of views, making it easily Kyle, Jen, and Tata's biggest hit to date. Naughty Bop, man, this dude, a kid 14 years old, got stabbed, and y'all talking about him in the track.
Not gonna lie. I don't, like, whoever saying 14, oh, he was 14, fuck all that shit. That shit go out the window. It's niggas that died younger, bro. They just on our dick about it because we want the most viral.
But what I'm saying is I thought y'all was trying to
I don't
elevate.
make it right, though, feel me? But
That's what
fuck
I'm
it,
saying.
it is what it is, though.
But my man gone. He's dead. Why not just let the man rest? Why you gotta...
Why he dissed us? For
He
what?
dissed us first.
For what though?
He
For no
dissed
reason,
us.
bro. Y'all be trying to make it seem like that look mad innocent, bro. Naughty chose that life. For me, you live by the gun, you gonna die by the gun. But he even died by a gun. For me.
Yo, stop, bro.
All right, bro. My fault.
Is it a concern for you all that you may suffer the same fate that he did because you respond to the disses and you engage in that negativity?
We know what come with it.
Everybody know what come with it. When Naughty Bob dropped and it hit 1 million in 3 days, the main thing that was going on my mind was like what's gonna happen next?
I didn't think that shit was gonna impact people so much.
So if that shit was up right now, that shit probably would have been at like 20 million views. That shit was corrupting the world, bro.
It's easy to judge rappers getting rich off something like the Naughty Bop, and even easier to sound off about what's wrong with hip-hop these days. But it's pretty clear hanging out with these young rappers for just a little bit of time that the view from the streets they grew up on is a very different and paradoxical one, especially when you're trying to get out.
Every day is a new diss, bro. This is not new too, bro. Like, niggas be moving like we just started this shit. Just show you how the world feed off negativity. Shit is wacky, bro. For me, we trying to move away from that shit, I ain't gonna lie.
How the streets is set up, being somebody that's gang banging, you have no choice to live in a certain aspect, even if you're not really going through it like that too much. That's what they like. They don't want us being peaceful with all of each other. I give them what they want until I can give them what they need.
I give them what they want till I can give them what they need. I feel it. That was deep, nigga. That was some real shit right there.